आफताबे
comes out of a sense of, shall we say, being poked in your eye. You feel, I haven't done it, how the hell does this one do it, right? This is the fundamental equation. It is not good manners or polite society or anything. I haven't done it, why should this one do it? Which means you yourself feel that your liberty has been restricted by not permitting you to go ahead of the line. That is human nature.
Right. So it's an ego response. It's an ego response.
It is ego response. It's not, it's like that famous saying, I have to be the delusion. Or like lovers, where he cannot have his girl, so he kills her. He says, if I can't her, nobody else will.
Right.
That's the extreme manifestation. So you must understand that all criticism comes from the feeling, conscious or otherwise, how dare this fellow do something which I am not permitting myself to do. If you are able to sublimate your feelings and things and you become saintlier and saintlier, then you don't think like that. Because you don't think of yourself anymore. Then you just say, well, this is the way of the world. Father, forgive them for their own day. So this is one end of the spectrum, that's the other end of the spectrum.
But is it good to get angry if someone is doing
No.
something wrong?
I've got a funny mail that people who go to a particular preceptor who has this pacemaker, he tells everybody that he has a pacemaker, I don't know why he does it. They say, how can a preceptor who is such a good man, who believes in Master and God, have a pacemaker? This is a ridiculous question. So he has asked me, what should I answer? I said, answer is obvious, no? That when you need medicine, that means you won't take medicine.
Sir, Satyagraham is permissible, sir. Satyagraham. Satyagraham. Anger against untruth.
Satya Agraha means truth to the fore.
Agra.
Yes.
Not Agraha.
It means I put truth in front of you. Satyam is Sarvaprathamam.
Satyakagra.
Yes.
Not Satyakraman.
It doesn't need sacrifice and all that. That's all greater, subsequent dilution.
They say it is anger against
Any man who lives by the truth, what in spirituality, truth means in a divine state of consciousness. It's a satyagrahi.
So Master, can I ask you the burning questions?
Yes.
So you said about the life, the purpose of life is to patiently wait to die. Patiently wait for death, I'm sorry. That was...
What?
To patiently wait for death. The question is, as you're in this patient waiting, the choices that we get and the noise we make and the turmoil, and then I think you also said that suicide is, that you're you're cheating yourself.
So he said, you are cheating yourself.
And then
Master, there was an attempt made by a nurse of great repute who took up to their spiritual matters, and she found in her treatment of patients who are almost on the last lap of their journey, certain experiences which they narrated. And if she was aware of those experiences, then she could take some measures to alleviate the pain that normally accompanies people who are suffering from terminal diseases. And how she could help.
The consensus of researchers is, if you are able to lovingly prepare them for death, there is no better way. There is no such thing as relieving their pain. Physical pain will continue. It is the mental anguish, because especially in the Occidental cultures, this is some sort of annihilation. Death is annihilation. I cease to exist. You know? Even big philosophers have committed suicide in the West because they could not face this idea that I will not be here.
But some
And
patients
the
are
fear poured.
some
That
patients are
means
already
the
in
spiritual-
coma.
Hmm?
Some patients are already in coma.
You can communicate with these people in the coma. Oh, well, very definitely. It requires love and patience again, you see. other side he is building an ashram. One morning he is going, at about sunrise time, and he sees a farmer taking the mud from the ploughed field and eating it, showing it to the son. He calls him. He says, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm eating, I have nothing else." He says, "But this mud," he says, "the sun makes everything food." I offered it to the son and ate it. He said, "Come, you are now my disciple." This disciple could hold his guru by hand. His Brahmin disciples had to put silk on his hand and hold it. People criticize for caste and this and all that. There is no such thing. And before Graha Pravesham, this fellow, when it was all ready, this Panchamavarga fellow, went into the ashram and did namaskara. Here my guru will sit. Here he will do pravachan. There our Guru Mata will cook and do. And Guruji came to inspect. And having seen this, which nobody else noticed because they were all looking at the Guru, he sat down and started Katha. What shall we say? One of these young men. He whispered his Guruji here, "You have not done Graha Pravesham." He said, "It's over." He said, "How?" He said, "When a great soul comes to this house, that is Graha Pravesham." He said, "Which great soul?" Don't here made the mistake. The Guru has himself come. And he says, "Which great soul has come?" He says, "My disciple." When he entered, Graha Pravesham was over. What is Graha Pravesham? Entering the house. Isn't it?
Entering?
Vaishnava culture, enormously, exuberant in its values and generous in its treatment.
Guru Pravesham is Guru Pravesham.
Eh?
Guru Pravesham is more sanctified than
But he is asking the Guru himself. That's what I said, big mistake.
They are not recognizing.
So like that you see, we are always making fools of ourselves.
Because I think Master, we are so tuned to looking at rituals and form rather than the function. And then that gives us a lot of confused states. And the form becomes more important.
Let me tell you one thing. Suppose you have been shaving all your life and dressing up, as if you are going to work. After retirement, you will continue to do the same thing because without that you are lost. So you will go and hem and haw and brush your teeth and religiously shave yourself, put on your clothes, tighten your belt. A wonderful body, isn't it? And your wife will ask you, "Where are you going?" "I'm not going anywhere. For heaven's sake, can't I be well dressed without having to go somewhere?" You see this ritual in most people.
Even our Upanishads, Master, there are lots of do's and don'ts, which are also ritualistic.
Edila?
Some of the Smriti especially, there is so much that is, you have to do this, you have to do this. I mean, there are people who take some shelter behind this.
The ritual is also a protective device for one who has no access to reality. If you look at it that way, playing cards is a ritual. Watching cricket on the television is a ritual. What is not a ritual? Even if you have to sit at the same time, at the same place at the table, and the same plate, and eat the same food, it is ritual. That's why we are fed up. We are not only fed, we are fed up. Don't you think so? आज भी पराठे प्यारे तो आपके लिए क्या रोज हम क्या नया बनाए बताइए
खुद जाके बाजार से ले
हाँ?
खुद जाके बाजार से
हाँ बना दो नहीं that is after 20 years of marriage I had near divorce situations with my wife. I hope she's listening. Every morning she would ask me, "What do you want for lunch?" I say, "Make whatever you like." When I want to make something you like, you never say answer. All right, make a potato roast. I knew you would ask for it. Why? Because there are no potatoes. Can't they make bendi?
No bindi.
It's useless asking. Why? I have no bendi. This is not bendi season. I said, then they make something from what you have. Why do you bore me every morning? There is no cooperation from your end. And when I cook and put something on the table, you will say, why this, why this, why this? No? Every morning. I don't know whether it's my tolerance or their tolerance that we avoided divorce. Yeah.
Some of the joke master in New York, there's 3 construction workers on this huge building, and at lunchtime they sit on the scaffolding and eat their lunch, and it's always the same lunch every day. And this one guy's American, and he said, roast beef sandwich, every day I get roast beef. If I get this roast beef one more time, I'm going to commit suicide. And the Italian opens, and the Chinese opens it up. Noodles, every time I get noodles, my wife doesn't know what to cook. Tomorrow if I get noodles, I'm going to jump out. Mexican guy, burrito, another, if I get a burrito one more time, I'm going to commit suicide. So next day they're up there and American opens it up, roast beef sandwich, he just jumps off and dies. Chinese guy opens it up and says, noodles, he jumps off and dies. Next second, burrito, he jumps off and dies. Now at the funeral, all the wives they come to know that their husbands killed themselves because of the food, and they were weeping and say, I wish that
They would have just accused.
I wish they would have told me. And the American wife said, I wish the poor chap would have told me. I would have made something different. It's not that big a deal. And the Chinese lady is, weeping and saying, I wish he would have told me. Next thing, don't look at me. He makes his own lunch.
That is too much.
So that is the way life goes. I'm sorry I have to break it up. I have to give 2 sittings.